Ladies and gentlemen, altcoin season has officially started. We've been screaming it for a while, but just yesterday, it got officially confirmed. As Bitcoin's dominance obviously broke down for the first time in over a year. But right now, we got ourselves a confirming candle. At the same time, though, the S&P is refusing to break its all-time high. We've been looking at this for the last couple of weeks, and for some reason, it just keeps failing to break through. Every single time we get close, you see it faces yet another rejection. And our simple thesis right now is that Bitcoin is going to break that all-time high, or at least get close to it, pretty quickly after the S&P finally confirms a new all-time high. In the past, I believe it used to take around a year or so after the S&P hit a new all-time high for it to convert over into Bitcoin. But this time around, we have so many different indicators that are popping up, showing off, that we are at one of the most bullish periods ever for Bitcoin right now as we speak, which is why I explained to you guys my trading strategy. And if you've been watching these videos over the last couple of days, you already made tons of money, guaranteed. Take a look at the breakout we are witnessing yet again. It is beautiful to watch because I'll tell you again what the strategy was, right? What we do is we buy it every single time it comes down to this level right here, 42,000 bucks. Last time it came around was earlier today, even at around 8 a.m. Dubai time. And look at the profit you would have made today. If you just kept buying exactly where I tell you guys to buy, that's 4% in the profit. Obviously, with leverage, that is like at least 40%. Because right now, we're trading with leverage over on Bybit, which obviously is risky. But in these cases, if you know what you're doing, this amplifies your winnings by a crazy margin. You get $500 for free to trade with over on Bybit. The link is down below. You cannot use it in the US. You got to be from an eligible country. And you got to verify your ID and put in at least $100. But then at least you get a $500 trade for free. And once more, if you want to know the thesis, we right now are in a situation where we expect every single time after the S&P breaks its all-time high, that's our theory from last week and it still holds quite true, that pretty quickly afterwards, Bitcoin is going to break that all-time high. It really doesn't take too long. Now, we have verified that with so many different indicators, so many different bases. And we know the deepest pressure points. We know the biggest areas to break through are 47,000 and 57,000. And right now, the area of interest is between 40-ish and 44 and a bit thousand. We've been playing ping pong in there. And since we have ourselves the Bitcoin ETFs, any one of these days through the next 9 days or so, the strategy remains the same. The lower we go, the more we keep buying. Specific points to buy at, I've described many times, right here at around 42,000, right here at roughly 40,000. Some people have said 40.1, but I'm taking it a little bit up at $40,500 or so. And no, we're not catching the exact bottom at the bottom, but I honestly don't care about this little extra percentage or so. I care about the bigger swing towards the upside. And right now, this downtrend over the short term, that's lasted for about 2 weeks, has now also officially broken. And honestly, guys, I'm not a person who likes to waste your time. Everything, like I described over the last couple of days, depends on the Bitcoin spot ETFs and all the ideas surrounding that. And all we're doing for now is buying the dip and going long every single time. It's literally that simple. If you take a look at my bots, and I'll publish everything soon enough, but it takes some time to prepare, you'll notice they just keep buying the dip, but you can do it manually too. It's not that hard. All you do is look for significant areas of price action, and you try to buy the dip in those points. Again, the more you zoom out, the more you look in different time intervals, I guess the more certain you can become. For example, just from a completely different perspective than what I just showed you, this once more confirmed exactly where we should be looking for some entries, and you can kind of solidify why we came up with this $40,100 theory. And you can kind of see our different bases as well. We described that the worst case we'll be seeing for Bitcoin over the next couple of weeks, most likely, is a very massive correction all the way towards $33,000, which would be 27% down, which is kind of along the lines of the numbers we've seen in the past. If you take a look at, for example, the 2021 bull run, or perhaps even the 2017 bull run, very often you don't see corrections more than like 30-ish% or so. And since $33,000 is the level where the Bitcoin price started going parabolic from as a massive level of support, and thus far, as I stated, the strategy is just to keep buying our way down all the way up to that level, with potentially some very short-term shorts between about 37,000 and perhaps this region. We all discussed this over the last couple of videos. For right now, the strategy is as follows. We're waiting for some sort of breakthrough of the Bitcoin price above some of these previous levels, which right now we're getting into, but we're obviously not breaking. Actually, thus far, it's been continuously lower high points, and so perhaps this week can kind of defy that. You can see how the price has been performing, right? Over the next couple of days, though, it could actually be that we break above the $44,000 barrier or the $44,200 barrier. If we do, it's going to be a very quick rush all the way towards 47. And I know some people are actually already closing their long positions right here at this massive resistance, which is also understandable. And some people are basically picking it back up the moment that we actually end up breaking through. To then basically, to give that some context, let's say you're buying Bitcoin or longing Bitcoin every single time it comes to this area, and you're selling it every time it comes to a major point of resistance, like for example right here. That way you're not trading the breakout just quite yet. You're just taking the quickest and easiest profits, just trading basically the ping pong. Now, if you, for example, are waiting for that breakout, it could very well be that you buy at a really good spot, you don't sell at the top, and then it comes trickling down and down. So what people then do is they buy right here, sell right there, and wait. If it comes back to this area, you buy again. Or if it crosses above, you wait for a confirming candle, then you get in at, for example, this price right here and take it up all the way towards the next level. That way, at least you've guaranteed yourself some profit in this little ping pong area is the best way I can describe it, because obviously a breakout is less likely than a pullback if it has to cross massive resistance, especially with the very weak but slightly downtrend that we're seeing. The most likely course of action, most likely, is for the price to pull back to this level right here, get picked back up from there to continue on. The breakouts are the unlikely event. Then again, the reason we are not going short in these points is because if you zoom out, I quickly want to do that. The narrative is that we are bullish. We expect prices to go up. So we're basically not looking for any shorts, as our underlying theory is that prices will continue to go up over the next few weeks. So what we're looking is getting ourselves good entries with potentially some longevity to continue on for a while. And that could, for example, be done through not fully exiting positions, keeping them open slightly. For the most part, is just achieved through looking for good opportunities to start buying again instead of looking for good opportunities to sell. Because generally speaking, we want to have long positions open in a bull market, as they are more likely to work out than not. Anyway, breakout we're seeing right now as we speak. It's juicy, exactly following the theory. Still, over the last couple of weeks, it's been extremely accurate, extremely profitable. And the only thing that can change everything around is the Bitcoin spot ETF. There are rumors that tomorrow or the day after, so Tuesday or Wednesday, there could be some reports sent to some of these major firms about basically them already being cleared. But we do not know. What we do know is, though, that January 9th, 10th or so is going to be a definitive date. We're going to be getting some sort of feedback, so in about a week from now. As of this point, though, the same sort of ping pong strategy we've been going for a while, we're still going for. Nothing is changing about that, even if the Bitcoin spot ETFs get denied, etc. All we're looking for then is a nice juicy entry, because we know that it will basically continue to go up from here over the next few months, with some dips in the process, but we try to layer our buys to get our average price as low as possible then, because ultimately over the next few months it's going to be extremely profitable to do so. And right now, the fact that Bitcoin's dominance has also broken has confirmed everything we ever wanted. And so the only thing we're still looking out for is for the S&P to break its all-time high. And then when that happens, yeah, it's just completely crazy. But I'm looking forward to it. It's been a good week. It's been a good month. Next couple of weeks are going to be even crazier. So stay watching, and make sure if you enjoyed this video that you press that like button, and I'll see you guys again in another one.